You are making $100,000 or more in your 9 to 5. You're someone who wants to give back. You may even want to start your own business, but you're not exactly sure how to do it, or you've been giving it a shot and you're just not selling. You think maybe this isn't for you or that you're bad at it. I can tell you right now, after working with thousands of entrepreneurs in the same position, that you're not bad at this. You just need a system and a map, basically, to show you how to do it. And I wanted to use this video today to do just that. I've made something cool for you. It's linked in the description, so you can actually follow along with me. This is yours for free. I'm going to show you this playbook I have that is going to show you, especially if you're someone who is already successful in your career, or you've maybe even um, earned a little bit of money or a lot of bit of money in your business, but things are stuck. And I talk to many entrepreneurs every single day, either one-on-one or in small groups or large groups. And I hear this time and time again. So I created this for you, and I think it's going to help you. The big misconception that most people have is that it's too late for them or it's too complicated. I don't know how to do it. But the truth is that women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s are actually the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs. Isn't that cool? I'm 44 at the time of this taping, and I think that's awesome. So experience is your shortcut, not your liability. So what are they selling? Well, let me first show you the age advantage. If you're like me and you're in your 40s or above, you have people have a deeper trust and credibility when it comes to you because you've done more. You've established a reputation and a proven track record in something. It doesn't have to be in what you're selling right now, but it's been in something. So I meet people all the time and they're like, oh, I've only done this. I met somebody this week who said, I'm only a nurse and I've been a nurse. And I said, how long have you been a nurse? She said something like 25 years. And I said, you are not only anything. That is incredible, right? So you have built-in networks from years in the game and personal relationships and connections. You have better emotional intelligence, and that equals better sales. And it's just the truth. Like you've lived longer, you've seen more things, you've had more chances at bat, so you have more EQ than the average. And then you understand people and their needs. And then confidence to set boundaries and charge appropriately. If you don't have that right now, I hope that you will by the end of this video. So you know your worth and that you're not going to undervalue your service. And I'm going to teach you that. So what are they selling? Few things that they're selling are like the main things are premium group coaching containers, like a 6 to 12 week program priced 2 to 10,000. So think people who are targeting career transitioners, midlife pivots, other professionals, and it offers authority, results, and structure. So an example could be that you sell a career pivot program where you work with someone or a small group for 6 to 10 to 12 weeks. Maybe you meet once or twice a week and you charge 2 to 10,000. And for the sake of this video, throw away any limiting beliefs that you have that you can't charge that amount. 18, I think it's 18% of the US population makes more, let me get this right. I think they make more than 60,000 a year. It could be more than 100,000, but it's something like that, which means that's a lot of people. That's 1 in 5, 1 in 6. It's actually, I saw one statistic that said 1 out of every 6 adults in the US is a millionaire on paper. So not even what they make per year, but their like assets versus their liabilities. So there are a lot of people who can not only afford this, but when framed the right way, will know that it's for them. And then they're selling niche memberships. They give, 100 members, which isn't a lot of members. I have a membership that has 2,000 members that is paid. I have a membership that has 450 that's even more expensive. It's not a huge amount. It is a lot if you're just starting to think about. But over time, you can build this. And I show you exactly how to do this in all of my programs. So they're doing niche memberships. We're loving School right now, Skool. We're loving that platform. You probably heard me talk about it or someone else. and you're bringing like-minded people together, and they're part of a community that has specific and ongoing needs. That recurring revenue is powerful. So think about a group, a club that you would want to have. Everybody would want to have a club for something, for a hobby of yours, for an interest, for perhaps something that you work on already, for a type of person, demographic, something that you've all gone through together. That is very valuable. And thousands of people are doing that on School right now and multiple other membership platforms. So you can too. They're doing a done for you service. Now, this one is super powerful because sometimes people just want to hand you money to do something for them. So think about what you do for your 9 to 5. Think about what you do in your salaried position or what you have done in the past. Could you, instead of making money for someone else doing that, could you turn that into making money for yourself by doing that? Let me know in the comments if you're having any light bulb moments. You can write the word GEM, GEM, if you come across something I say in these videos that is just really changing the way you think, or something that you want me to talk about more in the future. GEM, let me know in the comments. And make sure you are subscribed because I have videos that are very helpful like this one all throughout the week. And then there's workshops, paid intensives. Again, you're doing live 1 or 2 day sessions with a 500 to 2K price. Now think about this. This is usually individuals or small groups of individuals. And we're not even getting into like corporate stuff. Now, corporate stuff takes longer, has a longer sales cycle. So that's why we're not talking about that right now. But that is certainly another option for you where you can do these, 10,000, 20, $50,000 corporate gigs. And I've done them myself. I've done 100,000 plus, etc. Okay. Now, what are they not selling? Well, it's not that these are bad. It's just that I'm going to show you a better way. Okay. They're not just selling courses that are sitting on Kajabi with no audience. Now, if you figured out how to really get people to buy your course on Kajabi, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people who build a whole course and it's just sitting on some platform and they can't figure out why no one is buying. They're not selling something that's super low ticket with low conviction. There's a way to use low ticket, meaning, $20 and less that it costs. There's a way to use that in a really powerful way and get people into your ecosystem. But when you just have, hey, I have this $10 ebook or this $10 PDF, and you don't have a system or a plan, it's just taking up space. They don't sell passive products that have no traffic strategy, and they don't sell stuff that they don't believe in just because it's trendy. They didn't just say, like the successful ones I'm talking about, who I work with and study, they're not just saying, oh, well, somebody told me I could sell, something off of Amazon and I'm just going to do that because it's going to make money. That is not sustainable. Those who are winning are selling clarity, confidence, and a way out of that hamster wheel, working for somebody else. Even if you love your job, don't you want that freedom to make decisions, right? And here's some common traits. So they're rooted, what they're selling is rooted in lived experience. They sell what they've actually done. This one's big. I call it my lab framework. What have you learned, applied, and benefited from? You've learned some skill, learned about something in your life, experienced something, then you applied it, and then you benefited or someone else benefited from that. That's my lab framework. Put the word lab in all caps, or you don't have to do it in all caps, but put the word lab in the comments if that is interesting to you. Then they help a niche at a high level. So they don't try to help everybody. This is something that we all run into. We all make this mistake. It was something that we have to keep reminding. I have to keep reminding myself of this. We can't help everyone because I started this video by saying you're probably someone who wants to impact the world. You want to leave the world better than you found it. And sometimes when we have that feeling, that internal drive, we will mistakenly try to reach everyone. We'll try to do what they call boiling the ocean, right? It's impossible to do that. It's impossible to reach everyone and to be everything to everybody. But I tell you what, the more niche you can get and the more niche I get, the more money I make. So what I mean by that is think about like if you said, okay, my offer is for anyone who is 10 to 70, 10 to 90. We'll do that. 10 to 90 years old. They can do whatever they'd like. I'm going to deliver it in every way possible. I'm going to be on the phone. I'm going to be online. I'll be in person. I'll fly to you. You can come to me. Everything is on the table. Well, it's going to be hard to stand out in that crowd. It's going to be hard to explain what you do and what benefit someone gets from you. But if you say, I help women in their 30s and 40s, and this is just an example, I'm just making up right off the dome. I help women in their 30s and 40s learn how to do their hair at home so they can save hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars a year on salon services, on salon services. And I do this from the comfort of their own home with an online program that takes 30 days to learn. That's super specific. And because it's so specific, you can charge more. You can pinpoint a price. What is the value? So as long as you charge less than the value they perceive to get from that, then you will be able to sell that. And then you'll be able to promote it because you know who you're going to. You'll have clear boundaries around your pricing. You'll have defined delivery windows. So it's not like, sometimes you might have even done this, and it's okay if you've done this, but you might have even said, okay, I'm going to have a course, I'm going to have a membership, and it's lifetime access. Lifetime access sucks, yo. Lifetime access is tough because in the moment it feels right. It feels like, oh, this is such value. I'm going to get so many sales from this. Then you get like 12 people who buy it. They now have lifetime access. So they're looking for that forever. You want monthly or annual recurring, or meaning like they pay for it every month, so they pay for it every year, or you want something that this is going to take 30 days. This is going to take 90 days. My program right now that I'm doing is a 100-day sprint. It's very specific. These 100 days, I'm going to give you not my time necessarily, but the transformation that you're looking for. Okay. So that's super important. This is how I've made millions and millions of dollars with this exact information. So I want you to ask yourself something. I want you to ask yourself these 4 things. You can pause this and take a picture of it, or go to the website itself. Again, the link is in the description if you want to take a look at this. What transformation are you the most qualified to help someone achieve? What's a conversation you could lead for hours? Like, you're in a roundtable discussion and you're leading the way. There's some topic. Who already knows, likes, and trusts you professionally? You got where you are for a reason. It may have been hard won. It may have taken years. It may not even be what you love doing, but you got there. You got yourself there. There is a reason. And you, along the way, you've made some friends. Are you willing to sell the thing before you build it? Now, you may be asking yourself about that. I teach that in our sprint. What it's essentially meaning, you don't have to build this huge course and then hope people buy it. You don't have to do the huge thing. Now, how do they get clients? Because I know you're asking yourself, this is all great and good, but my problem is I don't even know anybody who would buy this, or I don't know how to sell this. There are a few ways that they're getting clients, and this is happening right now. People just like you. It is not just women. It is not just people who are, a certain age. It is across the board. But someone just like you is doing this right now. So one thing they're doing is they're leveraging what they already have. So not starting from seasoning, not from scratch. So former clients and colleagues, email lists they might have had from years ago if you kept your email list. They're getting speaking appearances. And I'm not talking about, talking on TED Talk, which, by the way, you can. Everybody can. You can, right? I know you can. But I'm talking about these local events that are happening, meetups, different events that you have attended, you actually could be speaking at. They're corporate networks. an existing social media with a trusted audience, even if it's small. Don't sleep on that 300-person Instagram account you have. Don't sleep on that LinkedIn account you have. That LinkedIn account you have is gold. And you actually can build on a YouTube, build on a LinkedIn, build on a Substack. They also are building one smart entry point. So, one low friction offer that builds a pipeline. One thing that is taking people from not really understanding what you do, who you are, taking you from a stranger to a trusted advisor. And an example would be like a score app quiz. I just like these score app quizzes. You don't have to use score app. It does cost money. But the reason I like a score app quiz is I've used this many times is because you can, it's pretty complex. It's not complicated, but it is complex. So I get like a person on Fiverr to make mine. I give them the questions that I want. I go to Chat GPT and I say, what question should be in my score app quiz about this topic with this intent, right? But I love it. What it does ultimately, once you have it set up, is it takes people through, 10 question, 20 question or more survey, and it's deep dive. And at the end of it, they don't just get like a little sentence or whatever, a little color or whatever. They get your sage advice about what they should do at that particular place, and you're scoring it. That's why it's called Score App. And then you get to link off to the offer that is best for them. Or sometimes what I'll do is if I don't think that they're ready for the offer, my response is go watch this YouTube video. And then for those that look like they're ready for the offer because they're in my target niche, I'll send them over to the sales page or send them to a call with me. That's why these quizzes, whether you use Score App or not, are cool. And everybody who fills out the form is now on your list that you can now email from from the Score App itself, if you get that, or some other nurture sequence. You could also use a $50 school membership or a free school membership. That's really a play for you. A free membership that you then nurture, and then you have discovery calls with people, and then you sell them your offer. A niche YouTube channel with value-packed content. I have almost 600 videos today on this channel alone. And people come here. I had someone tell me in the last few days that she thinks she's watched 100 hours of video. Now, she was exaggerating, I'm sure, but that's quite possible because I have more than 100 hours of video online, on YouTube, on this channel. And when people spend 2, 5, 10 plus hours with you by binging your videos, finding one and just keep going, like you might do today, you might say, I love this, let me watch another. We start to develop something where they feel like they know you. They feel like they can trust you. They feel like they understand how you teach. And they say, if you're giving away so much for free, if you're this good free, I wonder what it would do if I paid you. Like your paid stuff must be amazing. You could do a free challenge, a free webinar, an interactive funnel. There's all kinds of things you could do. They also sell in conversations, not necessarily funnel. So people who are going from a 9 to 5, they're doing 100K plus a year, and they're wanting to have success on their own because they want to make six figures, 300,000, 500,000, maybe even $1 million a year working for themselves. They're doing some DMing, we're building relationships, they're doing live calls with their audience. I do all of this stuff. You probably can see that I do this, right? And it's not super complicated. It really isn't. It just takes step by step. This is why I have my 100-day sprint that I have right now. You can click on the take action button here, this section here, and it'll take you right to it. But there are things that we're doing day by day by day. Okay, on day one, this is the lay of the land. The next day, this is how we're going to figure out what our offer is if we don't already have an offer. We're going to also tweak an offer if we already have one that is not working for us, right? If we have one that's working for us, how do we throw fuel to the fire? We go step by step by step. These are the words that you need to say. This is who you need to email. This is what your sales page should look like. This is how you set up that sales page. Like day by day, I jump on live calls with this intimate group. What I'm doing in this 100-day sprint is I was listening to somebody's YouTube channel, and they said what they were doing. And I'm like, this is so similar to what I'm doing. So I wanted to see what the price was. The price was $16,000. Now, I believe it's worth that. I believe people are smart to pay that person that. But I'm doing it for less than 1,000. And that price will probably change over time. It may even be changed by the time you see this video because these videos in YouTube, they live on. But the difference was so cool. It was interesting to me. And of course, I'm going to take my own advice. I'm going to raise prices eventually. Of course I will. Let me show you some real examples of ideas, like so you can kind of visualize it more than just hear from theory. Okay, so imagine you're Lisa, or we're going to talk about Lisa. She's 42. She's a VP of HR at a major company. She wants to build a second income stream, helping Black women land executive roles. She's not trying to be internet famous. She just wants a smart, aligned business that works. So her offer is a 6-week, 6-week executive interview accelerator. $5,000 with one-on-one calls twice a week, resume and LinkedIn upgrade. So she can help you build your resume and LinkedIn to be optimized, plus lifetime access to a private support group on school. So she's getting that upfront capital. She's doing a low lift lifetime. Okay. Low lift lifetime. The strategy is that she's using one simple LinkedIn post that says, I've helped hundreds of women get to the executive table. Now I'm doing it directly. Meaning when she's, the 20 years she's been in HR, she's helped a ton of women, ton of people get gigs. So think about what you do right now. What do you do right now at your job? If I were to go to your LinkedIn page right now, you should go to it actually. Go to your own LinkedIn page. And what does it say? And think about what abilities you have, what experience you have, right? So her LinkedIn post goes on to say, now I'm doing it directly, opening 3 private client spots to work with me one-on-one this fall. This is look at this. I want you to make sure you see this. It's adding urgency. It's adding a cap and constraint. It's also saying it's intimate. You're going to get a lot of my attention. It's also saying that you better hurry. There's time and space urgency. And it's like an invite rather than, oh my God, I'm desperate. I need you to buy this. It's like, I have this available here. If you want help landing a C-suite role with confidence and clarity, DM me the word accelerator. Love that. So she could have put this on Instagram. She could have put this on YouTube, and she could have had any kind of way to get in touch with her. But this LinkedIn is a really cool way. So the result is she got 4 DMs from people who already knew and respected her work, booked those 3 calls because one of them didn't work out. And then she closed 2 clients. She made $10,000 and now makes 10 to 15,000 a month on the side by just having that type of post that she puts up every once in a while. Now you might say, "Oh, Arlan, I can't be doing that. My job is on the line. I can't post like I'm doing this on the side on LinkedIn." Some people cannot. So let me tell you, got you. Gonna do it the quiet way. Wants to help women leave toxic corporate environments with the plan. Now, yours doesn't have to be about your, corporations. It's just examples, right? 47-year-old Dana. She's the director of compliance at a Fortune 100 company. Seen thousands of entrepreneurs. I've worked with so many people. So she wants to help women leave toxic corporate environments with a plan. She can't post publicly on LinkedIn due to those corporate policies we just talked about. Her offer is Exit with Power, $5,000 private coaching container with confidential one-on-one Zoom calls, an exit plan playbook she hands to them, resume repositioning, and interview role play. She also helps them know how to negotiate their salaries and terms. Her strategy, because it's quiet, is private DMs and emails to 10 women she knows personally who've hinted at leaving corporate, plus a should you leave your job quiz shared via WhatsApp in a small private groups. Small private groups. Result, close 3 clients for $15,000 total revenue, all behind the scenes, never posting publicly. Built a reputation through intimacy and discretion. And if she wants to, she can leave the job eventually because she's building on this. Now, there's another way to do it with paid ads. I want to talk to you about that just for a second because I want to take you through just a couple more examples so you can know that you can do this, right? Monica, 54, pediatrician, still working full time. Her challenge was she wants to teach other women physicians how to create part time income streams. Doesn't want to build a following, quote unquote, or mess with complex tech or marketing funnels. That's not for her. Her offer is from burnout to balance. A 4 week, remember this container, this 30 days, I love it, right? 4 week intensive for women physicians at $3,500 includes weekly group Zooms, a proven framework she's walking them through, private Telegram thread, or this could be your school, or this could be WhatsApp or Slack, plus templates to create income with 5 hours a week. Her strategy is she created, is it time to pivot from clinical work? It's a quiz she put on Score app. She ran a $15 a day Facebook targeting campaign, $15 a day. It targets women physicians ages 40 to 60 because she's being so hyper specific. She's targeting for just 100 to 200 leads. The result, she spent 450 on ads, made $10,000, booked 5 calls, closed 3 at 3,500, and now that's 10,500 revenue in 1 month while keeping her day job. Now, these results will vary. I cannot make any kind of promises or guarantees about how much money you'll make or what your return on investment would be if you did paid ads. There's a little bit of figuring that out. Like it's not just overnight, oh, I want ads and it works 20x, right? But this has worked for people. Another way is borrowed. So Renee, 50, former school principal, now leadership coach. She wants to help women in education transition into consulting, speaking, or administration. Doesn't want to build a content machine or learn paid ads. It's just not for her. Don't want to be on YouTube. Don't want to be on TikTok. Don't want to do it. So her offer is an exit and elevate. Again, lots of this type of thing, coaching. But yours can be about, I've seen someone do it on pickleball. I've seen people do it on hair, like doing hair, having salons, teaching you how to do that, teaching you how to write your life story. I've seen all kinds. $4,000 hybrid coaching experience for educators transitioning into independent consulting. 6 weeks of group coaching, templates for outreach and offer creation, ongoing Slack access. Now, one thing I want to say before I tell you the strategy is that when you sell something like this for 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 or more, you do not have to deliver this by yourself. Isn't that interesting? You don't have to deliver it on your own. You can bring in 1 or 2 team members who are fractional, meaning you don't pay them all the time, you pay them for the time that they give you. Or you could bring in an expert and just pay them a flat rate or give them some sort of revenue share. And that person could do a lot of it. Or this is one that I love. I've seen it for other people and I've done it myself. Let's say you're selling something that costs $5,000 and it includes some sort of deliverable that is beyond you doing one-on-one. So it's like a playbook or it's a website design or something like that. You simply map out, you find 1 or 2 people on Fiverr because you don't want to just depend on one person, but you find 1 or 2 of these agencies on Fiverr and they do the work, that part of it. And maybe they charge you 300 or 500 to do it, but they do an immaculate job. So you're getting these profit margins and 50% of what you're supposed to deliver that is so impressive is actually being done by someone else. Because you are delivering the transformation. You're helping them with the transformation. You're their guide. You don't have to do every single piece of it. Let me know in the comments if that actually changes something for you and makes you think about this a little bit differently. Now, Renee's strategy was she found an overlapping audience. Newsletter by a former superintendent, podcast for women leading in education, school group for second careers, etc. Offered to pay 500 to 1,000 for solo sins or provide value pack training. Meaning, this has worked so much, right? And this one I don't think it's talked about enough. you can do paid ads for sure, but think about, so like that money is going basically to like three people, three companies are getting that money. But what if you said, okay, I'm gonna spend $1,000 or $2,000 on promotion for this offer because I charge 1 or 2 thousand. So I'm just gonna spend as much as I would get one client from one client. And instead of doing paid ads, I'm going to do a test. I'm going to test this and I'm going to find four newsletters or four, podcasts or school groups or whatever. And I'm going to pay them 300, 500, $1,000 to get in front of their audience. That's my perfect ideal audience. And they're going to sit and feature me in their newsletter or do something and link off. And I'm just going to see if that works, if that helps bring in any phone calls and or any into my lead magnet. And it's not going to be like this magic pill that just fixes everything, but it's such a cool way to mix and match how you promote. You could also say, hey, I want to get on your podcast. We have Camille, 63, former corporate attorney, now legal consultant, wants to help women package their expertise into legal consulting, but doesn't want to do content, build an email list, but speaks brilliantly when given a platform. So she has a 5K offer. And her strategy was to get on three small podcasts, micro podcasts. These are ones that have less than 500 downloads a month. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of them on every topic imaginable, and one YouTube interview channel for coaches. And picking a topic that is interesting to people that she's trying to reach and just having that conversation. She probably is not going to pay to be on this. It's more like, hey, you need content, you need experts, I'm available, would you like to do this? And here's a play: start your own podcast, start your own platform for that, right? Start your own, and you become the plug and start inviting people on it, giving them that, and every time you're on it, you are promoting in one way or another your offer, right? So let me show you this really quick. I want to make sure you know that I can be of help to you. I am, I have made millions and millions of dollars in the last decade. I went from being homeless, sleeping on the floor of an airport just 10 years ago, to raising $30 million dollars for a venture capital fund that I then invested at 200 companies out of, have a full team there running that day to day. I have now pivoted to entrepreneurship. I'm still the largest stakeholder at that venture fund, and I still co-manage the funds. But I am an entrepreneur through and through from day one, and I'm pivoting back to it. And I've just had the best time. I help about, let's see, there are about 2,500 paid members in my memberships right now, and I help them on a day-to-day basis. And right now, I'm doing um, this awesome 100-day sprint, and it is to help you close out the year with a bang. It's to help you, even if you don't have an offer yet, even if you haven't figured that out yet. I help people who have an offer, and help people who don't have an offer. But it's specifically for, most people in the group are between 40 and 55, most people. Most people in the group are women. Most of them are professionals in some way, and they want to make money for themselves. They don't necessarily need it to be a $1 billion company or make 10 million a year. They simply wanted to replace their salary so that they can decide, who I want to do this. Some of them want to 2, 3, 4, 5x their salary, which is what I teach people to do on a day-to-day basis. And we have this, it's where I'm spending the most of my time for the next 100 days. It's this 100-day sprint. If you go to the page, you can watch this video. It tells you more about what we're doing. But remember earlier I said that um, I was a fraction of the cost. So $16,000 is the more recent one I saw. People were doing it for like 10,000, 6,000, whatever. Mine is 997 as of the tape of this taping. Now it could have gone up. I could have 2, 3, 5x'd it by then, by the time you see this. But right now it is 997. So take advantage of that. Um, if that is something that you're willing to show up every day. All you have to do is read and watch a little bit, maybe 20 minutes per day. You need to watch. You can spend more time than that if you want, because we're really going in on this sprint. But you need to spend 50% of your time watching what I say, maybe going to the live sessions with me, and then 50% of your time has to be execution. We're making we're making fast decisions. We are we are making decisions that we are then going to follow up with and just have the conviction, and we're getting results. That is our intent and our aim, and that is what has helped me the most is go for it. Just go for it. I spent um $18,000. Well, it was an $18,000 course for learning how to be a venture capitalist or an investor. That was when I was homeless. It ended up being $9,000, but I paid that. I found it. I wasn't able to figure out how I could eat, but I found that because it's what I wanted, right? We will pay for what we want. We will pay for the Beyonce concert. We will pay for the outfit. We will pay for parking. We will pay for, for what we want. And this, if you think about it, if you were to get one client of the type that I just described to you, one client in these 100 days, then you probably would make more than you paid, depending on what you're charging, or you make at least it back. And then you also develop those skills. Now, again, there's no guarantees of how much you could make and how much what's going to happen, but I can tell you I'm there every day. That is what I can tell you. Um, but if you just make one sale that you wouldn't have made without this, it's a win, because not only do you get that money, but you also develop that skill that is repeatable and is replenishable. And I've seen it happen so often that that's why I have the confidence and conviction. Like, I couldn't get up here every day and talk about this stuff if I had just seen it happen over and over and over again. I've seen people just like you come in, they have one of five objections usually. Usually when they're just talking about themselves. Oh, it's too late for me, or I'm not good at this, or I don't have an audience, or my spouse doesn't really want me to do this. They don't like what I'm doing. There's usually one of five things, right? That's four of them. And I've seen them time and time again just apply what I teach, come in, and the next thing you know, oh my gosh, this happened and this happened. And all you have to do is go into any of my memberships and look at any of the comments, and you see over and over again, oh my God, this worked. I can't believe this worked. This worked too. I made $5,000. I made 16,000. I made 18,000. Like, it just works. Um, if you apply it. Now, I can't guarantee what you will make. I can't guarantee that you will make it a penny, but I can tell you that I'll teach you. I will give you the confidence and the clarity that you need to make the capital.